had no strategy.
At all.
And guys, humor me for a second
No
here.
tactics.
I think it'll be interesting that, like you said, tactics. I want to talk about strategy. And I want to use chess to explain it, okay? There's a difference between strategy and tactics.
He used his jab, he used his distance, he had poise in the ring, he wasn't rattled. He backed up and moved when necessary and kept us different. He exchanged enough to gain respect when necessary. It was a brilliant, brilliant match.
Teo is an elite fighter. He made him look very, very average in there. He won every round. The footwork, the punch selection, absolutely everything. I mean, he's a 4-division world champion.
StephenASmith and Max Kellerman didn't mince words when breaking down Teofimo López's performance. What started as post-fight frustration quickly turned into a full-scale dismantling of the excuses Teofimo leaned on after a lopsided loss to Shakur Stevenson. Judges, narratives, gloves, even Terence Crawford somehow found their way into the blame carousel, but none of it held up when the tape was rolled. At this level, excuses don't erase dominance, and StephenASmith made that point painfully clear. This wasn't a close fight that hinged on scoring.
The backhand is way far away.
He would have to cross his body to get to you. Yes.
And his hook, you're outside the hook. Okay.
Takes way too long.
Teo and his corner, his dad, had no set. One round he won, maybe the 8th. He would jump out with his left foot to outside Teo's out foot, and he would hit him with a hook in the body. Yeah. Maybe he won the 8th round, and that was it. And then there was no cut stopping in the corner. There were no instructions in the corner.
This was exposure. Shakur Stevenson didn't just win the fight. He stripped Teofimo of every supposed advantage. Power never showed up. Athleticism didn't matter. Toughness was irrelevant. Teofimo couldn't find the target, couldn't force meaningful exchanges, and couldn't adjust when Plan A failed. By the middle rounds, he looked powerless, reduced to chasing angles he never understood and reacting to movements he couldn't read. When a performance is this one-sided...
And he was untouchable, and I still think that he's one of the marvelous, if not the most marvelous defensive fighter we have ever seen. You know, you got...
The conversation naturally shifts from judging to fundamentals. That's where Max Kellerman went in with surgical precision. From the opening bell, Kellerman pointed out how sloppy Teofimo looked technically. His backhand left him wide open. His hooks were telegraphed. His footwork was predictable and flat. Worse than the mistakes themselves was the complete absence of correction. Teofimo's corner, led by his father, offered no adjustments, no strategic guidance, no answers.
Lead foot on the outside strategically is controlling the space. That's for multiple reasons. One is your back foot, if you're righty, takes you naturally as you throw punches in a clockwise position. If you try to just imagine throwing punches as you're moving counterclockwise, you have to stop and set. It's harder. It's slower. And southpaw is reversed. So if you can get your foot on the outside, it forces the other guy into, even though you're fighting in circles, essentially a retreat. That's first thing. The second thing...
Round after round, the same problems repeated. Maybe he scraped a single round on the cards, but the fight was effectively over long before that. This wasn't just losing. It was a masterclass in how lack of preparation and poor corner work can turn elite talent into a sitting duck. Eddie Hearn didn't sugarcoat it either. He called it exactly what it was. Teofimo López was completely outmatched and made to look ordinary. All the pre-fight hype collapsed under the...
He'd win the fight, and I was very convinced. But Teo, like I said, he's a great fighter, and it was just the way that he did it, the ease. You know, he's going into the 12th round. I said to Bud, he could do 40 rounds. You know, like that's what you get with dedication and the work ethic that Shakur had.
The reality of the ring. Shakur controlled every round with precision, timing, and intelligence. By the championship rounds, it was obvious that Teofimo's skill set, his power, his aggression, his confidence, was irrelevant against a fighter operating on a different level. Shakur's discipline and work ethic turned domination into something that looked effortless. Shakur Stevenson didn't just win a decision, he exposed Teofimo for who he was that night. All the time.
Beef is over.
We squashed it.
We squashed it.
Okay, man. God damn, so we done. But it was a hell of a night. Teo, he came and tried to do his best, but his best wasn't enough.
Talk about leaks, judging conspiracies, or external factors became meaningless because nothing outside the ring could have saved him inside it. Teofimo tried. He scrambled. He gave what he called his best, but it wasn't close. Every attempt fell flat. He looked outclassed, overmatched, and mentally frozen by a smarter, faster, sharper champion. Throughout the fight, Teofimo spent most of his time on the back foot, retreating.
He was running away. He was trying to get distance. Then he was trying to step in to win this athletic competition, and then he's trying to get out of the way so that he doesn't get hurt again. I mean, he was fighting. then it turns to where he can't stay away anymore. So now he's got to go the
setting and trying to survive rather than impose himself. Each step showed hesitation and confusion. There was no coherent plan, no adjustments, no answers. Meanwhile, Shakur controlled distance, pace, and timing flawlessly. What should have been a competitive chess match turned into a clinic. Teofimo's movements looked amateurish, his reactions slow, and his decision-making panic-adoring. Analyst Abner Morris completely exposed the weakness of Teofimo.
Understand who he beat. He beat Teofimo López, who, yes, has had his issues. I think we see that against Cambosos and to an extent against Sandor Martin. But Teofimo López was recognized by everyone as the best 140-pounder. Shakur Stevenson, in his first fight in the division, has gone to fight the best, and it's a shutout. It's a shutout. There wasn't a mark on him. Like, Teo barely landed
Teofimo's game plan. Shakur stepped into the division and immediately demonstrated why he's operating on a different tier. Teofimo barely landed a clean punch. His timing was off. His strategy was non-existent. Against elite opposition, he looked unprepared and overwhelmed, proving that hype and excuses can't hide technical deficiencies forever. Keyshawn Davis summed it up bluntly. Teofimo was beaten with ease from start to finish. Every exchange belonged to Shakur.
Going crazy, like, oh, he beat him up. It's easy work. Like, he's beating Teo up. Like, it's not even a close fight, you know what I'm saying? So, I was just happy for him. Super happy for him.
Man, he called out Conor Ben. You guys both trying to maybe co-main and main event in the UK with all these UK guys?
Hey, man, how big this event was, bro. Like, I ain't tripping. Let's do it. Like, we probably bring.
Every punch thrown was calculated. Teofimo scrambled helplessly, reacting instead of initiating. This wasn't competitive, it was a lesson in precision, timing, and ring IQ. Teofimo's reputation took a real hit, reminding fans that raw talent alone can't overcome intelligence, preparation, and discipline. Andre Ward echoed that sentiment, emphasizing that Teofimo's size and strength meant nothing. Every time he tried to assert himself physically, Shakur neutralized him, outboxing him on both the front and back foot, punishing mistakes with crisp counters and clean combinations. What should have been a showcase fight became a prolonged dismantling. Teofimo looked confused.
And Shakur just bullied him, outboxed him on the back foot, outboxed him on the front foot. Every time Teo came in and kind of tripped himself, going over his front foot, the punches and bunches and just the single shots were just beautiful from Shakur.
And powerless, completely unable to adapt. Teofimo later pointed to body shots as evidence of effectiveness, but analysts weren't buying it. Those shots were largely inconsequential. His combinations lacked timing. His pressure lacked purpose. Shakur dictated every second of the fight, making Teofimo look slow and predictable. What Teofimo called success was seen by experts as desperation. Daniel Jacobs made it clear. This fight wasn't about heart or grit. It was about superior boxing intelligence. Teofimo's jab never established it. Self. His combinations never landed clean. He failed to adjust to Shakur's control of the ring. From start to finish, it was a clean.
I was catching him a lot with the body shots a lot, so I think that was one of my effective arsenals that was getting him every time. But I think just more combinations, especially finishing.
That exposed every gap in Teofimo's game. Technical breakdowns like Wade concept highlighted the collapse in real time. Teofimo couldn't get past Shakur's lead hand. He couldn't cut the ring. His footwork consistently played into Shakur's southpaw angles. Every adjustment he made was the wrong one. Shakur controlled the outside track, leaving Teofimo frustrated and ineffective. What should have been a defining moment turned into a harsh reality check. Shakur Stevenson didn't just beat Teofimo López. He exposed him, calmly, completely, and without mercy. The pressure was relentless, forcing Teofimo López into...
My guy, but I've always been a fan of Shakur, and I think that Shakur put on a clinic tonight. Least amount of risk. Been able to put his skill set into fruition all night. The jab was leading. You can tell the difference in skill set, and that was the difference to me that made the fight. It wasn't about grit, it wasn't about heart, it was about sheer talent. And Shakur's
mistakes at every turn. Every punch he threw was anticipated and countered. Every attempt to create space was punished. Each misstep only further exposed his lack of adaptability. Shakur Stevenson didn't just land clean shots. He dictated the pace, timing, and rhythm of the fight, leaving Teofimo chasing shadows for 12 rounds. Even if Shakur had increased his aggression, the outcome wouldn't have changed. Teofimo was already panicking, unable to think clearly or respond intelligently. This wasn't simply a win. It was a systematic breakdown that revealed Teofimo's vulnerabilities, limited ring IQ, and inability to handle an elite, disciplined, and mentally superior.
Getting to Shakur Stevenson. He could not get past the lead hand. The jab was stifling him. He was having trouble cutting the ring. He was having trouble getting to the outside foot. This was an orthodox southpaw matchup where Teofimo needed to step to his left to try to push the lead hand away, or at least get head off center line if he wanted to throw his right hand. Instead, he was doing the opposite. And
champion. Trainer Brian Bomac McIntyre explains why Shakur Stevenson's boxing mind makes him nearly untouchable. Every movement is calculated. Every adjustment is precise. Once Shakur establishes his plan, disrupting it becomes almost impossible. Against a fighter like Teofimo, whose reactions were slow, predictable, and emotionally driven, Shakur made the fight look effortless. The combination of timing, footwork, and ring intelligence left Teofimo visibly frustrated and exposed. Bomac emphasizes that beating Shakur requires far more than size or power. It demands anticipation, adaptability, and patience, qualities Teofimo simply did not possess. Inside the ring, intelligence beats brute.
Shakur hits hard enough. You don't. But if he stayed consistent on T.O.'s ass, because what we say, T.O., right? We gonna make him answer some questions, right? That's what we gonna do. Shakur gonna make him ask some questions. Like, he gonna have to answer quickly because he can't outthink Shakur, right? Yeah. Out of position, bang, got cat. Shoot his jab, bam, got hit again. Right hand, bam. Everything he did, he got countered. Everything he did, he got countered.
Force every time. And Teofimo proved that trying to muscle through Shakur's strategy was a recipe for humiliation from the opening bell. Claressa Shields highlighted just how complete Shakur's domination was. From the jab to the bodywork, Shakur controlled every aspect of the fight, mixing precision, timing, and power so efficiently that Teofimo had no answers. Blood on the canvas and visible frustration told the real story. This was a fighter being dismantled by someone who refused to give him a single opening. Shields made it clear there was nothing more to ask of Shakur. He executed perfectly. Teofimo's offense was ineffective, reactive, and poorly timed, clear signs of inadequate preparation and a lack of mental sharpness. By the final rounds, Teofimo wasn't just losing.
Future guys, young guys and amateurs just turning pro, watch that, man. That was beautiful. You heard his father say in the corner, what happened to your fast hands? That shit didn't work, man.
He was humiliated. Shakur's performance stood as a textbook example of skill, dominance, and elite ring intelligence. Bruce Shushu Carrington didn't hold back in his breakdown of Teofimo's collapse. From the first round, Teofimo looked lost, constantly out of position, doubling up his right hand recklessly and turning square, or switching stances at the worst possible moments. Against a sharp, disciplined counterpuncher like Shakur Stevenson, those mistakes were fatal. Carrington pointed out that even if Teofimo had tried to fight cautiously on the back foot, he still would have struggled. Shakur controlled distance, timing, and reflexes flawlessly. Every punch Teofimo attempted was read, anticipated, and countered. Frustration mounted as the fight slipped.
No boxing, and like I told y'all, we gonna see a little bit of athleticism, but we was gonna see Shakur be using his jab, going to the body, and we saw blood today. Shakur did great today. Only thing I can ask for is a stoppage. I can't ask for nothing else.
Further away. This was never competitive. It was a clinic in dominance from start to finish. From the opening bell, Shakur dictated every aspect of the bout. Teofimo was left powerless, confused, and completely outclassed by a fighter, operating on a higher technical and intellectual level. Even comments from Teofimo López Sr. unintentionally reinforced how poor the performance truly was. He admitted his son failed to follow instructions, couldn't maintain rhythm, and was unable to prevent Shakur from executing his game plan flawlessly. Analysts had already seen it clearly. Teofimo was outclassed in every category: speed, timing, positioning, and ring intelligence.